Today guys, we're at Warwick at Classic Car Auctions. I don't think we've ever done a classic car auction. No, we have been here before, many years ago, and hopefully, I've got a few cars in mind. I really want to buy a bit of stock today. So where do we start? We are in. So in order to get in, it's actually a £10 entry fee, but if you've got one of their catalogues, you can get in for free as part of having their catalogue. So I can't say I've been a buyer of their cars for many years, but I've been to their auctions a lot over the years. I've bought a couple of cars from them before. I've actually sold cars for them as well. The good thing about a classic car auction is, you know, as a petrol head, you get to explore some really cool cars. There's some really interesting stuff here. Jamie Oliver's actually got a collection of cars here, and Anstead, the replacement of Ed China on Wheeler Dealers. He's a cool guy, I've met him before as well, so they do a good job. As you can see, they're part of Silverstone Car Auctions, so Silverstone are a massive brand in the car world as well, and yeah, they seem to get their hands on some really nice things. So I think the last car I sold through Classic Car Auctions was maybe the M3 CS, maybe, I can't remember. We've done an E36 M3 at one point as well, but I've got a few cars in mind. One of them is actually here. It is an Astra VXR. It's actually originally bought from Motor Bodies in Luton. Obviously, I'm from Luton. Vauxhall is like the home of Luton, or Luton is the home of Vauxhall even. So that's cool. It's not got too many owners, and it's only done 47,000 miles. And I just thought, if it's a nice thing, then we'll be having a punt. So just to give you a sort of an idea of how the auction runs, it starts at 11 AM, which is about half an hour's time. They give an estimate on every single car, so this one's guided at between £5,000 and £7,000, which is within book value. I've done a bit of research before I come here today. I think the retail value of this car is about £7,500. Look at the wheels and the tyres. That is one of the cars I've got my eyes on. Now, annoyingly, as a car dealer, but more importantly as a boss, it's the end of the month. It is payday weekend, it is bills weekend. All of my money's going out this weekend. I'm stacked out with stock. We're literally fully stocked. So I don't really want to buy anything right now. But when I knew the auction was on, I thought I need to get there, at least have a wander around and just have a few bids on a few cars. So let's continue wandering around and see what some of the other cars, let me show you some of the other cars that I'm interested in. This is really cool. So it's an Audi 80. Will at VRS would love this. It's apparently running 625 brake horsepower. It's obviously a 20 valve engine. Looks really well done. I'm not sure who's done it. It's done 123,000 miles. I ain't going to be bidding on this car today, but I am interested to see what it sells for. It's guided at between 18 and 22,000 pounds. Oh my God, it's definitely had some love to it. Will at VRS will know exactly, he'll probably know this car. He'll know exactly what's been done to it, to the level and the quality that it's been done to as well. And has it got analog dash? The Quattro's had a digi dash, but yeah, wicked car. And I'm interested to see later on what that goes for. By the way, they've all got lot numbers. It's got the lot numbers in the windows. This is lot number 840. Surely there ain't 840 cars going through. It's going to be a long day. What's the first one? Escort XR3. That is lot number 701. Cool. So this one is an interesting one. So although, you know, when you think of classic car auction, you think of lots of old classic cars. You don't expect to see, I know it ain't a modern BMW, but what is it? 12, 13 years old. It's a 61 plate BMW 3 Series 330D Touring, right? It's done 48,000 miles and it's got one former keeper, 240 horsepower, guided at between 10 and 12,000 pounds. It's got a pan roof, like a proper panoramic roof as well. And you know what, this is where this is interesting. What I was going to say was, because it ain't in the classic car, so it's not an old classic, it ain't a project car, it's a nice car, it's a proper nice car. Obviously any car that I bid on today, I will be doing a car vertical check before I buy it, or before I even bid, because I do not want to get caught or stung buying a car with a poor background history. As ever, Car Vertical are the sponsor of my channel. I will link them in the description below. Use my code CCD to get a discount. Let's do one on this BM right now. So this is a nice car. This is definitely something that I'm interested in. I do intend on bidding on it later, but I reckon it's going to get a bit of interest. It's a decent bit of stock as well. Is the mileage correct? Yes, it is. All green ticks. The mileage is all good. It's got no finance on it, and it's not been previously damaged. You can actually see that anyway. It's a lovely car, but again, it's just good to double check. If you scroll down, it's never been stolen before. It's just nice. Looks like if you look at the mileage graph, again, it gives you an idea of the background of the car. It looks like it's just barely been used. Look at that. Look at that. Nice and consistent. Literally a few hundred miles a year, some years. And if you scroll down, it's got no damage to report, nothing at all. That is a really good car vertical check. Manufactured in January 2011, registered in September 2011, and then we've got the whole timeline there, just showing you the history of the car. This car's going through right now. I'm excited to get bid in, but that's all good. I will show you, as ever, an example of a crashed car or a poor car vertical check, somewhere along the lines. Make sure you do checks. I'll link them in the description below. And again, I'm going to remind you to use my code CCD to get a discount. I am definitely interested to see what this sells for. I just booked it on Enter Reg as well, by the way, and the book value of this car, screenshot it, the trade book value is 8.5 grand. I must admit, I look at that and I think, that seems like a lot of money, but if that's what it books at, and that's what it's guiding at, well, it's going to get in that region. So we just crossed paths with Ant, actually, Ant Anstead's called to see him. They're actually doing a bit of filming today as well, and apparently Mike Brewer's going to be here as well, so he's making a surprise appearance at today's auction. Now, something else that strangely is in the classic car auction, but it's cool for me because it's my kind of thing, is transporter van, an old transporter van. We sell loads of them, they're in massive demand, they're great sellers, and there's one here today. Let's go have a little look at it. It is a little bit ropey, it ain't a gem. 144,000 miles, guided at between £5,000 and £7,000. But what I was going to say was, at the Silverstone auctions, they usually do them at the NEC in Birmingham. They scatter them around the different places, different car events throughout the UK. But they're really interesting, and at those auctions, that's where you see the absolute gems, like the creme de la creme. I don't think I've ever used that word in my life, of the car world. So it'd be cool to go to one of them at some point as well. At some point we will, but for me, this auction suits my pocket a little bit better, I think. So yeah, this looks all right. It looks all right. I've done a book value on it earlier on Enter Reg, and there is no book value. I think because of the age and the mileage of it, it's not coming up. It's locked as well. But yeah, they're good news. I'll probably have a punt on that. I'll have do a bit of research before we bid, but you never know. We might end up driving home in an old van. So this is lot number 1, or 701. Is the correct number. The Escort XR3i Cabriolet, 1990. It's on 62,000 miles, guided at between £5,000 and £7,000. We're about to see what that sells for. But give us a good indicator. Well, maybe it's only one. You can't really judge it by one car, but it gives us a good indicator of what things are selling for. They've got online bidders as well, so there's a lot of people here. It's a busy hall, so there is a lot of buyers here today, which obviously as a buyer ain't ideal. And there's also got a lot of buyers online, so it'd be cool to see. There is also, on top of the hammer price, there is a fee of 12.5% plus VAT to the auction, so 15% in total. So you've got to keep that in mind as well when bidding.
5,000, back with you in Leicester. Be with me all the way there at 5,000 over. It's against you in Coventry now, but at 5,000. Fair warning that I'm selling at 5, double shot at 5,000. Yours online, 5,000.
It's a good start, isn't it? So it's literally first car sold at within its estimate, no reserve as well. So yeah, good for the buyer, good for the seller.
Hammers up for the second time then at 1,200. Third final time at
12. £1,200. That seems well cheap, doesn't it? No MOT, so it could be an absolute rock box. But to someone who breaks Porsches, that was worth buying. You know, it hurts me, man, when I see cars selling cheap like that. I look at that and I think, I'm not the biggest Porsche 944, 924 fan, but I do think they look better nowadays than they did back in the day. They're just such a retro, they're different, they're unique looking. The Martini graphics, you know, people probably, the Porsche people definitely ain't gonna like that too much, but it stands out, doesn't it? And for the money it's just sold for, whoever's just bought that, bought a bit, they bought a deal, a fact. I know it's a bit, you know, it ain't mint, it ain't super tidy, it might be a bit rotten underneath, but it's a 2.5, it's a complete car, and it just weren't a lot of money at all, was it? So here's one of the other ones, 3 Series, but this is actually an Alpina, which is a super rare car, but it's in a bit of a mess. This is what the cool thing is, they're sold as they are. You know, this car's not been prepped for sale. It needs restoration. 140,000 miles, it's been pretty well used, guided between £5,000 and £8,000. Very rare, one of 93 cars, like that is a super rare car. 250 horsepower Alpina D3 coupe with a manual gearbox as well, which is nice, sunroof. It is an individual spec car as well, I think. Has it got the individual plaque anywhere? No. I'm pretty sure that's an individual colour, but yeah, it's a nice thing. And is it a demanded car? Is it a demanded car? Of course it is. Of course it's a demanded car. For anyone who wants a project in their life, that is a wonderful project, and it'll be a lovely thing when it's done. But the question is, how much money would it cost to get it back on the road and tidied up? And the second one, and the most important one, is what will be the value of it? Because buying that today within that guide price, it would need to be worth a hell of a lot at the end of it, but I am still interested in it.
What about you on the sell? Get 5,000. Otherwise, with you in sell, be at 4,800. 4,800. We sell it at 4,800. 5,000.
Nah.
Season at 5. Against you online. Season at 5. Any more bids now? In at 5,000. Against you online. Against me over the telephone. Against you on the sale room. But here at 5,000. Your car's at 5,000.
Nah, that is definitely not for me. So cool. Congratulations, man. You just bought yourself an Alpina.
Thank you very much.
So how much was the final bid on it?
£5,000 plus fees.
Okay. And are you a trader? Are you planning to restore it for yourself? What's the plans with it?
I live in a flat. I don't have anywhere to park it.
No
so it's
way.
going to be a massive adventure. I've actually got a silver E36 325 that's had a ton of work done already. So I thought, now that one's mostly done, let's start again.
Really? So you're going to do the whole thing again? So you're planning on fully restoring it?
We'll do the mechanicals first. We'll sort out the hole in the boot, because that's
Yeah, I heard about the hole in the boot.
and then we'll see how that goes.
It's a cool car. You don't see them very often. It's obviously a 3 litre as well, and it's a manual. So it's the right base car, isn't it?
I wanted a manual swap for my car, and that was about £5 to get the right bits sorted properly.
Oh, really?
So I thought, well, £5 for this instead.
For the whole
Get
car.
gearbox.
Wicked, man. Cool. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
We're here on the telephone at 4,500. Any further bidders? Selling that at 4,500. Fair warning then, last call at 4,500. Your stays 4,500. Sorry. 3,445. Thank you.
Back to the drawing board. So, the Bentley. This is one I wanted to show you a lot earlier. It's been getting a lot of interest, so we've kind of avoided going over there. There's a little bit of a gap to go over there now. There's one gentleman looking at it. This is a nice thing. And I think the guide price is quite reasonable on it as well. 10,000 to 12,000, done 67,000 miles, and mileage is good. It's kind of like granddad spec, if you like, but I think it's quite cool anyway. It's nice inside. Demand on the open market ain't amazing, admittedly. But it is a nice thing. It ain't done a lot of miles. How have I not mentioned this yet? So there is the Trotters van. Obviously we had one of these on the channel recently. It wasn't as good as this. It was a later car. This is the original style. In fact, this one has supposedly been on the actual show as well. So I did do a video many years ago where I was at a Silverstone auction. They had one of the actual cars from the TV show, and it made a lot of money back then. So this car here is guided at, obviously we've got the thing in the window, haven't we? Guided at between 15 and 18,000 pounds, done 97,000 miles. Wow. And this time next year, Rodney, we'll be millionaires, it says on there.
Well, that is where our future lies, Rodney. Second-hand motors. This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
Believed to be one of the original 6 Reliants from the popular 1980s sitcom Only Fools and Horses. Owned by John Mansfield of the BBC, who owned the examples, successfully sold at Silverstone auctions in 2017. I wonder if this was the one that I saw go through auction back then. Has been used for various charities. Either way, it's an interesting thing. 15 to 18 grand. So far, things aren't quite making their guide prices. So, based on that, it's going to get less. I'm not going to be bidding on this today. This is a bit of me. 66,000 miles. I didn't look at the car. Seems like it's guided at a lot of money. 18 to 22 grand. Starting bid 13, gone straight up to 14. I think this is Ant's car. I won't leave it. He'll shout at me. It's on 15 grand now. It's nice.
24,250. All done. Last call. 24,250. And here's the against 24,450.
Wow, that is impressive. So, fair play to the auction. They've done a really good job, but you can see it's really slow pace. So it gives the buyers a chance. It's good. It gives the buyers a chance to think, and then the seller of the car is getting the best opportunity they can to get most money for their car. They kept it really slow pace. They give the buyers time to bid. They did bid, and as a result of that, it made well above, well, just above its guide price, plus the fee on top. What's that, about 27, 28 grand all in? It's a lot of money for the car, I think, but the person who wanted it, the person who bought it, clearly wanted it. I ain't seen it yet. I'm gonna go check it out just to satisfy my curiosity, but I'm guessing it's a lovely car. It is in lovely condition. Wheels are mint, Michelin's as well. There's such a nice thing. There you go, he bought it. Just hit.
A bit more than we wanted to go, but...
You paid good money for it, didn't you? So are you in the car trade, are you?
No.
You just bought it 'cause...
Me and my dad have gone at it.
Oh, really?
Swap a Yaris for a GR.
So you sold the GR Yaris?
No, it's up for sale.
Okay, and then you want to cash in and buy this.
Yes.
What a lovely thing though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a nice thing, well done. Can I ask you, what did you intend on bidding when you was bidding? Do you have... That was your 20, so, and it went to what, 24 and a half?
24,250.
Well done, man.
There's commission on top.
There is commission on top, but you've definitely got yourself a nice car. It's a lovely thing. It's got the spec as well, isn't it? It is mint. It is a clean example. It's... Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, try and take it across Europe.
Well done, man. It's the perfect car for it, isn't it? Wicked.
Serviced every year.
Wow.
Still less than 3,000 miles.
By Audi.
All by Audi. Up until 2019, it was a marque specialist thereon.
It's and you're planning to keep it, are you? It's perfect, isn't it? Good investment.
The Yaris is just slowly kind of
Coming down.
I don't think this can move.
Nah, they're definitely gonna go down, is it? That's for sure. Yeah, they are. Even the fact it's a manual four-wheel drive to the state, it's got all the spec, it's the right car, it's a lovely thing, isn't it?
It's a good one, I think.
It is, it looks it.
It's not had any maintenance done, like another did a carbon clean, all sorts of things. It's not had any of that.
Oh, really? Because they're common for that. You want to get that done.
Servicing is all.
It's all up to date. Wicked. Film it. You know the camera better than anyone. Good to see you.
On the other side of the pillar.
Good to see you.
Hey, Calvin,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
It's
good.
my buddy Matt.
Matt, good to meet you. I'm Calvin.
He's,
All your videos.
Oh, really?
Stuff, yeah.
Oh, wicked.
I was watching the one with the guy, the Mark 7 Golf the other day.
Oh, really?
The old revisit with him.
Yeah, that was good. Arthur, that was good, wasn't
He's
it?
still doing it.
I know. Even he's put his foot down a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was
I
good.
see you in the passenger seat on.
I'm not a good passenger. I don't like it.
Well, how old is he? 90?
He's 82 now. 82 years old. Still
And he
flying.
was driving and you was the passenger.
Old passenger.
600 horsepower Golf.
Yeah, I'll get out.
Yeah, really?
Park up, I'll get out.
That's going to be you when you're in your 80s,
It's
Mike.
all about survivability. I've got slower. The older I've got, the slower I've got.
Really?
I keep finding I want to just be a bit more gentle
Chilled.
on the road, chilled on the road. Well, there's no rush to die, is there? When you
Nah,
get
nah,
to
you're
my
right.
age, it's all about survival. You'll see me walk through this place, leaning on stuff and holding on. From one vehicle to the next.
You're far from that, mate. You're far from that.
So are you here kicking tyres?
We're
to buy
kicking,
something?
literally kicking tyres. In fact, we've been looking at this Astra VXR here. Have you got your own thing?
I've got a little Mini that's by the door. That's mine, 1964 Cooper S.
Oh, wow. Oh, no way. That's wicked.
By the door. That is not in the auction. It's a private sale, but somebody here might want to buy it.
How come you not put it through the auction then?
Because I don't really want to sell it publicly. I just want to sell it non-publicly, and now I've just told you.
Mike's got a calf sale, guys.
It's a 1964 Mini Cooper S, completely rebuilt. Yeah, no, it's just I'm in no rush to sell it. If somebody wants to buy it and give me the money for it, I'll happily sell it, because if I want to in the future, I can buy it back.
Yeah.
Or buy an equivalent car back. But at the moment, I just think it should be in somebody else's hands.
How much is it?
I think it's about 45 grand. But that was, I turned down 55 grand just over a year ago.
Do you know what? They're a lovely thing, and they are.
The market's
It's gone like that, isn't it?
Yeah, the market sagged ever so much, and you've only got to walk through these halls, and you can see some of the guide prices on these cars are ridiculous.
They are high. Maybe they do that to encourage people to bid, though. Because everything seems to be making behind the guide, doesn't it? So far.
A lot of it is, yeah. A lot of it is. A lot of this stuff is ridiculous.
I think this
That's a
year's
bit new, Calvin,
level.
isn't it?
That's a bit of me, Land Rover. Me and you could do a little safari in that, Mike.
There's no rear window drops. That's the fault on these, and the dog jumps out the back.
That's it.
Yeah. So you always lose the dog. So good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, mate.
Good to see you.
Thank
When's
you.
that E46 M3 Estate? When's that coming out?
It's getting there. Good question.
That is a car we all want to see.
That's my 10-year project.
We did one on Wheeler Dealers, didn't we?
Yeah.
What was that?
We did a normal E46.
E46.
Yeah,
M-
330, and we turned it into a Tourer, and we turned it into an M Tourer before BMW did their M.
Because they didn't actually do it, yeah.
Didn't actually do it,
Yeah.
so we built it. And it's funny, since we did it, lots of people are going, no, I'm going to build an M Tourer.
Oh, maybe I'm one of them people, but
I was after E46, that was it. But
Yeah,
your
that's correct.
46.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, done really well. It's looking really good. It's getting there now. It's got an engine in
It's
it.
getting people to get it done. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pain. Everyone's busy, isn't they? Everyone's busy. So
yeah.
I get it. But yeah, it will get there. It will get there. One day.
Nice one.
Cool.
Good to see you, Cal, as
Good
always.
to see you. Yeah, sound. Yeah.
Take it easy, man.
Legend.
Fair play to Mike, he's on it. I think he turned 60 recently and he's still just loving the car trade. He recently set up another car dealership. He's buying a couple of bits today, or bidding on a couple of bits today, and he's up on stage as well. He's just on it all the time, on TV, doing deals, loving the car trade, loving cars as well. So everyone loves him. Gotta love him. He's so likeable. What I want to do now is I'm going to have another look over this Astra VXR anyway. Just want to have a look under the bonnet to see if it's stock. It's all stock. It's got stock air filter. Obviously we'd never know if it's been remapped or whatever, stage 1 tuned, but it all looks good under here. It's nice. Do a quick car vertical check, make sure it's all good.
And yet it's all green ticks. The mileage is all good, it's got no finance outstanding on it, it's never been damaged before, and it's never been stolen before. And if you look at the mileage graph, it's all nice and consistent. In fact, it doesn't look like it's done many miles at all each year, does it? So all in all, I'm super pleased with that. And if we scroll down further, it was manufactured back in January 2006, then registered in November 2006, and then we can see the whole timeline of events throughout the life of the car, right up until the most recent one, which was an ownership change in January this year. As ever, I'll link car vertical in the description below. Use my code CTD to get 20% off.
So I think this might be the car we end up going home with. I don't know, but nothing else is really, I say nothing else is jumping out at me. There is a couple of bits, but I keep coming back to this. We'll see. So this car here, Peugeot 205 GTI, going through now, offered directly from Rowan Atkinson. So this is actually, I call him Mr. Bean. I shouldn't call him Mr. Bean, it's Rowan Atkinson, but to us, most of the world is known as Mr. Bean. That's one of his own cars, guided at 15 to 20,000 pounds. Looks like a lovely thing, done 71,000 miles. He's obviously a proper petrol head. It's currently on 12. How much is it going to sell for?
Well, wanting to out online, and then for us, here at 18,500. Your car, 18,500.
A round of applause. How cool is that? To say that you've bought a car that was previously owned by Rowan Atkinson, that's proper cool. That's a special car. It would be nice to have seen a photo of him in the car as well. It kind of formed part of the history of the car, but either way, I can imagine he's probably quite particular with his cars. That's literally coming direct from him to that buyer. Congratulations to that buyer. So they're doing the Jamie Oliver collection now, which is lot number 760, affordable approved, 3000 GT. Not really something that I'd be interested in, but it's still interesting that he's got cars here. He's got a couple, 2, 3 cars anymore. Then it goes on to the Ansted collection just after that. So let's see if Jamie and Anne have a successful sale.
28,000, let's sell it. 28,000, all in love. For the first time at 28,000. The second time at 28,000. Third and final time of asking them, £28,000.
Hey. There you go. See, all these celebrity-owned cars is making the money. Maybe I need to just become a celebrity. I'm a plastic one already, so I can make it a real. Oh, surely I can get to the real celebrity world. I'll keep trying.
7,000 is bid. 7,500. Standing with a hazard at 7,500. Against you online. Bid 7,500 on my right. 8,000. Might be pulled back. 8,500. Further back. Not you seated. 8,500. Standing back. 9,000. 9,500.
No.
Sure.
Done.
But thank you. 9,000. There's the bid. Seated. It's against your bid on the phone there, Stacey. Seated bidder at 9,000. 9,500.
Oh man, it's gone.
10,000. Wonderful condition. 10,000. There's the bid. Seated bidder right hazard at 12,000 then. Yes or no, Stacey? 12,000. 12,250. Slowing down. Sure.
Retail price of this car.
12,250. Same courtesy to you.
Auto Trader retailer.
Where's another shot?
Yeah. I reckon it's a little bit more than that. I reckon it's 12 grand.
12,250.
It's a lovely car though.
Thank you for your bids.
It's a proper nice car.
All done. All fair then at 12,250. Last chance. 12,250.
Wow. Right, next up we've got the VXR. Again, I've got to pay trade money for it.
2006.
It's already got a starting bid of 3.5 by the looks of things.
VXR, 240 horsepower and just some 47,000 miles. Total interest coming through. What should we say for this then? 2,000 go, shall we? 2,000 start. Thank you, seated. 2,000. 2,000. 2,000 bid at 2,000. 2,2. 2,5. 2,5. Against you, Charles. 2,8 online. 3,000. 3,000. 3,000 against you online. Seated at 3. 3,000 only. 3,2 standing. 3,5. 3,5. 3,8. Thank you then. 3,800. Stood back right at 3,800. Against you seated, against my other online bid. 3,800 the bid. Any more bids now? 3,800. Selling then at 3,008. Make no mistake. All done, all sure. 3,800 then. Your car for 3,800.
Sorted. It's been a long day. So, bought myself an Astra VXR. The total I paid 38 on the hammer, plus the auction fees, plus delivery fee as well. It's got to get delivered back to Bean Car. Total on screen now, and what I've decided to do with this car, guys, is I'm giving it away on Planet of Dreams. Yeah, if you want to be in for a chance of winning this car for completely free, you can enter for free, but you can only get one entry for free. If you want additional entries, I'm not too sure how much they're going to be yet, but in the region of about 39p. I'll put that on screen now as well, and I'm going to be announcing the winner this coming Sunday. All right, this coming Sunday, live on the Planet of Dreams Instagram at 9 p.m. Good luck to everyone who's entered. I'm going to let you know now, shortly, what it's like as well before I can definitely give it away, because I need to drive it and stuff. I can't do that right now, but we'll show you now in the video.
So this is it. We're in the driver's seat of the VXR, and you know what? It is absolutely lovely. I've used the word lovely so much in this video because we've seen so many lovely cars, and this is another lovely car. It drives spot on, gearbox feels wonderful, the clutch feels strong as well. Might have had a new clutch, saying that, it's only done 47,000 miles, so it might well still be on its original clutch. I remember when these cars first came out, I remember going to the Vauxhall Motor Bodies dealership in Luton back in, I suppose it would have been around 2006. Would it have been around, it would have been around 2006. And I remember going into the dealership. By the way, that dealership's now a BMW dealership, but in that dealership there was an Ardent Blue Astra VXR, just like this one, identical to this, and parked next to it was the new Vauxhall Vivaro van. I say new, they would have been out a couple of years by that point. And I remember looking at those two things, because at the time I was kind of in the building trade and I loved cars. Vauxhall was a massive thing, and obviously this car was supplied by that dealership as well back then. I wonder if this could have been the actual car, you never know. That would be a mad coincidence. But I remember seeing those two, that car and that van, in that dealership at that point in time. I was about 19 years old and looking at them thinking, that is my perfect two-car driveway. I would love to have had them two things, a brand new Vivaro and a brand new Astra VXR. And here we are, all these years later. We've just bought one at a classic car auction, just pulled out in front of a Fiat 500. Sorry, it's a Fiat 500. That weren't bad at all, that weren't bad. Just bought it at a classic car auction, and it is such a nice example. Really clean inside, drives really well. It's got a bit of fuel in it as well, and it's ready to go. So yeah, it's got a massive file of history. This is the biggest file of history I've seen on a car for a long time, so it's nice to see that. For those that are dream catchers, you lot, as you already know, you're already entered, so you don't even need to go to the website. You've got your entries already. For those that don't know about Dreamcatcher subscription, when you sign up as Dreamcatcher, it costs you £9.99 a month. There is higher packages, but you don't need to do that. £9.99 a month, and as soon as the price goes on the website, it gets added to your account. You get automatically entered, and you are far more likely to win as a Dreamcatcher than you are obviously as a free user. As a free user, you can get you one free entry, but the majority of winners on Planet of Dreams are Dreamcatchers. It's a great platform, it's a great idea, it's a great website, and it helps us do things like what we've done today. So without Planet of Dreams, without all of your support, guys, we wouldn't be in a position to be able to bring you content like we did today. Look at this, boosting, there's actually an Astra behind me. It's quick, it is quick. I don't think it's been tuned, but it's driving really, really well. So yeah, very pleased with today's video. It's been a wicked video. Thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new, and good luck next Sunday with the VXR.